Is nu metal officially back? The genre, of course, dominated the music world back in the early 2000s with huge multi-platinum selling albums by the likes of Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit, Korn, and Incubus. Well, now, online interest in the genre is at its highest point since 2004 in the US. As spotted by the Twitter account at Nu Metal Moment, this is the highest peak that the term nu metal has ever reached on Google Trends since tracking began back in '04. So why has there been this sudden uptick in interest online in the genre? Well, firstly, a lot of exciting new artists have been citing the bands of that era as being major inspirations, such as Spiritbox and Wargasm. Then you have the return of the likes of Limp Bizkit, having just completed some huge shows in the UK and announced a massive open-air gig in London at Gunnersbury Park this summer. Then next month, we'll see Sick New World Festival take place out in Las Vegas with a huge number of nu metal artists on the lineup, including Deftones, Incubus, Evanescence, and headliners System of a Down. And speaking of System of a Down, their iconic track Chop Suey has just passed 1 billion streams over on Spotify. And then, of course, there is Linkin Park, who just released their 20th anniversary edition of their incredible second album, Meteora. The album featured the new single Lost, which reached #1 on the US rock airplay chart. And we actually recently caught up with Dave from the band, who told us a little bit about rediscovering that song and why it felt so important once again.
When I first kind of listened to that song again, I had forgotten about the song. As soon as I heard it, I was like, oh, I remember this, but at the same time, I was getting to listen to it with fresh ears, having not heard it for 20 years and kind of almost not even thought about it for 20 years. So I was also almost like caught by surprise is not the exact way to say it, but a little bit of caught by surprise by Chester's voice, and just kind of taking me back to that early place of like, I love his voice. Like he's got an awesome, incredible connection with what he's singing, and there's so much power there. And it was just almost like I was hearing him sing something fresh and new. And I was hoping that was going to be able to then go to the fans as well, and for them to have that similar experience of, even though it's 20 years old, having something feel like, a person or a singer that you really love, you're getting to hear something new from them.
Also celebrating its 20th anniversary this year is Evanescence's classic Fallen, which is now certified diamond in the US, and Amy Lee did promise us that she will be trying to mark that occasion later this year.
I do have an idea. It's going to take a little bit of work, but I think it probably won't be what everybody expects. I think everybody just is like, oh, why don't you do a show that's like, just do an album, front to back. We've been playing so many shows. I would rather do something that, to me, like, I don't know. I don't want to give it away. Like, sure. In case it doesn't work out, maybe I'll do nothing. Expect nothing. And then if I do something, you'll be really, really grateful.
That's a good level of expectation to have.
None.
That's how we'll go into it for sure. Well, I mean, even on that era, it's just funny how it keeps finding new. I mean, Bring Me to Life hitting #1 on iTunes earlier this summer. Seemingly out of nowhere. It's just funny how these songs and everything just keep finding new life again.
Yeah.
No pun intended. But what I mean? Like, they keep finding new and new audiences going through. It's got to be so satisfying to see these younger kids finding it. It is satisfying.
And it's cool now because I remember a lot of the feeling in the beginning. It was so much about like, what's next, and are we going to make it, and are we going to be able to survive, and are people going to listen to our next song, and what about the next record, and like just getting to the next place always, what I was talking about before about having that living in the moment thing now. There is an element to a song like Bring Me to Life that didn't exist before, which is this nostalgia. Like the song has grown live. It's something that we've added to, and part of how it's grown is with its history and with what it means to everybody in the room. It's not something new. It's just something that you already have known for so long that it has a place in your heart. So it's just able to be more than it would have been then. So I, in a lot of ways, love it more than I did.
Plus, you've got the likes of Incubus back on tour this summer in the UK, and Slipknot will, of course, be headlining Download Festival. So there's a lot out there for new metal fans to get involved with. So, is the genre officially back? Let us know some of your favourite new metal anthems of all time and some of those newer artists that you are particularly excited about. In the meantime, I've been James Wilson Taylor, and this has been your Rock Sound News Update.